What's up, fish tube? Bearded Bob coming back at you. Well, we had to take down this 30-gallon tank. It's been a slow leak for a few months, and I've just kind of been putting it off, but I don't want this thing to come crashing down in the middle of the night or something. So we took her down. As you can see, I mean, this tank does have a bit of a bow in the middle and stuff, and it's starting to separate right here. I don't know if you can get that on camera. But here's this pane of glass. It's supposed to be flush with this one, but it's not. But I mean, it's leaking from somewhere up top here, but it's not worth the risk. This was an old tank when I got it, so geez, it's jumping all around on us. Murky aquarium. I pulled out all the plants and all the hard scape that was in there, and I've just got a ton of shrimp that I've got to try to catch out of there. These were all my culls for my yellow neo tank, the 55-gallon go-to. There's also a ton of guppies in here. There was some geez, I don't even know, a couple of cories and a couple of neon tetras, and there's also one bristlenose in here somewhere. Still haven't found him in the murkiness, so we're just going through slowly, one piece at a time, one shrimp at a time. And there's a ton of little babies that must have just been born in this tank, you know, within the last couple of days. I don't know if you can see any of them in there. Some of them are just tiny. But those ones I found by accident. I was trying to scoop a different fish and ended up with a ton of little babies in the net. Must have been hanging out on one spot, and I caught a few of them at a time. Oh, there's a little baby right there. Yeah, so we got to try to get those out. Another adult. See, and some of these, they don't color up right away. So when I first started culling out of my yellow neo tank, I culled anything that didn't look bright, vibrant yellow. And some of these actually have really good color, but they just had to mature. And also some of them, like this guy right here, I believe is a male. And the males don't have as much color as the females do, so it's tough to cull. But I guess, you know, it is what it is. Got to keep the strain going and improving always. So right now we're just letting this tank kind of clear up a little bit, and we got these guys dripping in. These will all go in the guppy tank that's right above us. And this one down here, this is the bachelor pad. These are all the males that I've colored up, guppies that I've pulled out. And then this is the tank they're going to go into with the billions of guppies. I have an automatic drip system, so this tank gets about, I think it's somewhere around 8 or 9 gallons a day changed out, so I don't have any problems with water quality. I also have two hang on the back filters. I've got a 200 and a 150, I believe. Marine land bio oil filters with the sponges, and keeps everything pretty clean. I had to move a bunch of plants that I had in that tank too, and I had nowhere to put them, so I'm literally just jamming plants and moss, you know, places just to keep it. And our kitty helper is really loving it. Goldfish gets some new plants added to his tank for now. Somebody's going to take him off our hands and give him a proper home with a buddy, not in this 20-gallon tall. So that'll be fun for him. But I had to throw some hygrophilia in there, and I had some other water wisteria in the back there. And here's the yellow neo colony, since we're doing kind of a quick update. Woo. Yellow neo colony's doing good. Had to throw some hygro in here too. This plant was growing out of the aquarium, that 30 gallon. Same thing with this one down here. It's kind of cool when it grows out of the water. It gets almost purple leaves, so you can see where the growth that was immersed is compared to what was in the tank. Not much in the tank, but once it got going outside the aquarium, oh boy, it went fast. So another quick little update. We got you know, our 4 aquarium system here, a 20-gallon tall, as basically the sump with 3 10 gallons, and I had to switch some stuff around. So what I did was I ran some of this tubing instead. I think maybe I did an update on it, I'm not sure anymore, but Yeah, no, maybe I didn't. So, yeah, I had to, I couldn't adjust the valves in the back, those 3 half-inch PVC pipes that come up and over, and I couldn't see what was going on, so what I had to do was adapt it. And I moved it to this, put it into a 1/4-inch drip irrigation line, and I have that running to each aquarium separately. But in this tank here, we picked up some new fish. I don't know if they don't. None of them really have color yet. These are the rainbow tiger endlers. This is supposedly it's Lucas Brett's line. I got these off of eBay. Shipping took a long time. I was not impressed with how the shipping went, but I won't mention names this time. But I got these, and then I also got. Hold on one sec. Yeah, I also got these Blue Star Endlers. I don't know if it'll focus. Oh man, these are beautiful. Of course it's not going to focus, huh? Hey buddy. This is the only one out of the batch that's colored up. Again, sent from the same person that I ordered these from. I got these guys too, and the Rainbow Tigers. But these ones, they didn't do well in shipping. It was a 10-pack of fry. I guess I assumed, you know, maybe I assumed juveniles, but what he sent was, I mean, just born fry, and a lot of them did not make it in the shipping. So out of the 10, I think I have 5 of these guys left. 6, I think, last time I was able to count them. But you know how they are, little tiny endlers. Good luck counting them, huh? We also got a couple of. This is albino bristlenose there on the heater. Got 2 of the little guys in here, and they seem to be doing okay. Those 2 came from Petco. My wife happened to be close to a Petco, and we don't have anything up north where I live. There's no fish stores. There's no nothing. So when she was down there, she asked if I wanted anything because she was right next door at a different shop. So she helped me out. She picked me up a couple of these guys. So we got some tank cleaners in there, and I had to move some plants around. So I got some bacopa and some of that, whatever that is, and just some wisteria and some crypts, some java moss over there. This is whatever moss this is. Maybe this is flame moss. I don't know. I don't know anything about mosses. And then just some old plants that the goldfish had pretty much eaten to death. Just some Ludwigia there. But, so that's that. And of course duckweed, because you can't have a tank without duckweed. Yeah. Well, let's go back to the other part of the fish room. So back to the rack of 10 gallons. Here is the colony that I started of blue shrimp. These were supposed to be blue dreams, and I agree. These shrimp are amazing. They're so dark that they're almost black. Like you can see this one right in the middle of the screen there. Nice colors, just beautiful. I did have one of this batch die. I started with 10 of these. One was dead yesterday, so they lasted a whole 2 weeks or so, maybe 3 weeks before I even lost one. So that's pretty good in my book. This is the colony that I started of orange shrimp that came out of my yellow neo colony, and there's a definite difference in is there one right there in the middle of the screen? I don't know if you can see it, but anyways, so I started those. Most of those came out of the yellow neo tank, and some did come out of the the Skittles tank here. You can see just, I mean, what's in here. This is just loaded. There's every color under the sun, including green. I know I have some other videos with better quality, I think, but I mean, they're every color you can think of, they're in here. And they love these rocks here. Nice grazing area for them. more surface area. That's kind of why I threw these big rocks in there. And then this giant mat of moss that I got going there. You know, I don't know if that's Christmas tree moss or Java moss or what. I don't know anything about moss. And just some Ludwigia in here too, and then of course the duckweed. And then I had pulled out 5 of the best looking reds that I had out of this tank and stuck them in this little marina hang on the side breeder box there, and put a sponge filter in there. That's the same ones I use for my hang in the back filters. So stuck one of those in there, left a little bit of a gap, added some substrate and a piece of moss, and then I just feed this. The other thing that I noticed was in this tank there's no fish, so I do get a lot of like cyclops in here, copepods, freshwater copepods, and they had been getting sucked up into this box and they had nowhere to go. So before I set up the Endler tanks, or as I set them up I should say, I also introduced as many of these as I could suck out with just a little one of those things. Boop, boop, boop. I sucked them out and stuck them in the tanks, and got a little bit of a colony going when I finally got those Endlers in. Of course they're now all gone, I'm sure, because these things, these Rainbow Tiger Endlers are definitely putting on some size. These ones also came in where most of them were, I mean, tiny. They're still tiny. One of them in the middle there, the bigger one, is just starting to get some yellow on his tail. I can't wait until these guys color up. These were some of my favorite fish. Yeah, just the rigmarole, the same plants that I pretty much have in everything. Hydra and moss and all that stuff. So these guys are dripping in. Looks like we're pretty close. I gotta dump some water and fill up again. I let these drip for half an hour. Just because even going tank to tank, sometimes the water parameters are different. And they're going to be going into a tank that doesn't have any active substrate from one that had fluval strat in there. So I'm sure the pH is different enough that I need to make sure that I don't just dump them in. And Cat's trying to help with the fish. No, no, no. No, no, no. Alright, I'll be right back when we get these dumped out and fill up more water. Alright, got that done. You see these guys are super happy to be in here. There is way too many fish to be in this little thing, so I should actually turn up the drip a little bit here. There we go. A little bit faster in the second go around. Well, these are all going in there. I don't have any other tanks set up yet. I mean, I guess I could put some of them in here, but just for ease of operation, I'm just going to stuff them all into this one tank that gets a ton of water change as it is. Oop, I've been blocking the camera here. And we'll go from there. I still gotta put this plant down and root it and all that. And I have some more plants to move around. This tank was gonna get rescaped just because this Hydra is just kind of taking over this whole side. Woo! Taking over this whole side. And there's also some, I don't even know if you can see it in there. No, you really can't. Anubias in the back that I want to pull out and put it closer where I can get some more flow over it and all that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've also got this other Hydra in the back that's not doing a thing. That I'm going to pull that out of there and try shoving it into another tank and see what happens. Boy, this kitty really wants to help today, don't you? So that's that. These guys already started colonizing on this thing, didn't they? Ooh, all kinds of stuff to eat. Ooh. These yellow neos love a new treat. Look at these guys. Alright, well that's it for this quick update, which didn't end up turning into a quick update. But yeah, so I'm going to continue on pulling fish and shrimp out of here and get these guys all moved over. And maybe on the next one, maybe something new will be in this place. Maybe. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.